So I cover a lot of animations when it comes to movies and shows, but I never really touch YouTube animations or YouTube animated shows or shorts or anything. You know, there are plenty of those out there, like the popular ones like Hell of a Boss, Has Been Hotel, and there's many others that have gained huge popularity. And I just want to say, it's honestly really freaking cool seeing YouTube channels producing things that are on par, if not even better, than big budget studios. And very recently, there's been a pilot that has dropped, and it dropped hard. It just released a week ago and has already accumulated 24 million views. And that is insanity. And not just the show itself, it has expanded out through the internet culture. You know, there's a bunch of different memes about it, a bunch of different videos talking about the theory behind it. This show has become a monster on all different platforms. So me, being someone who reviews animated stuff and seeing all this crazy hype, I finally decided that I'm actually gonna watch this pilot. And I actually watched it live on twitch.tv/BioniCPigTV. You should go over there and follow me. I stream every single day. And after watching it, I wanted to make a video talking about, does this show actually live up to the hype, in my opinion? Or maybe it's just one of those random internet blow-ups that doesn't really have a rhyme or reason behind it. And I think before we get into it, now would be a good time to talk about another reason why I don't really talk about YouTube animated shows. Now, bear with me here. It's a little bit because of the fan base behind these shows. Now, let me clarify. I don't mean everyone. Obviously, I don't mean everyone who watches the show. But there's always like a small group, I mean, I should say a decent sized group that are a little bit extreme at times. And not only in the way of when someone has an opinion, they say that, oh, I don't really like that show that much, and they just go batshit insane about it, but also how weirdly sexual these people can get about these shows. I mean, to be fair, that does happen with a lot of different animated shows, but for some reason it feels weirdly visceral when it comes to YouTube animated shows. And I mean, to be fair, Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel, they definitely have a lot of sexual jokes and like a character that is very sexual. So I can almost understand why people would do that. But the show that we're talking about, Digital Circus, it looks like a children's show on the surface. The characters look like children's toys. And for some reason, there is so much sexual stuff about this show. Mind you, there is nothing sexual in the show. They have no hints at relationships, no hints at anything whatsoever about romance or sexualization. But for some reason, everyone is thirsting over the characters. Okay, let me clarify. Not everyone, you know, this small group of people that go weird about this stuff. Not joking, the moment after I watch this pilot, I get a video slapped in my recommended, and it's this video right here. And not to mention, all you have to do is just search some of the characters' name on Twitter, scroll down a little bit, and there's gonna be some sexual stuff, especially when it comes to Jax. Basically, Bugs Bunny with a little bit of sass to him. The amount of thirst over this noodle-looking character is something that I'm genuinely concerned for everyone's mental health about. Now, this could just be because I'm in my late 20s, I've been married 9 years, but the amount of hormones that come along with these types of shows is so concerning. But boy, one thing I could tell you guys is this Jax character making me kind of hungry. I'm getting real hungry thinking about this Jax character. I really need something to fill this hunger. Good thing today's sponsor is Factor. Are you guys tired of your only options for quick and fast meals is always something that's either frozen or it's fast food? Are you trying to make your gains? Maybe you're trying to lose weight, or I don't know, maybe all around you just want to eat healthier, but you don't have that time to cook every single day. Well, Factor takes care of that problem. I've been using Factor for a long freaking time, honestly, way before they even sponsored me. I've always been skeptical about the whole pre-made meal situation, but Factor has completely changed my perspective on them. And on top of everything, they're dietitian approved. It's never frozen. And you yourself get to choose what kind of meals you get. Say you're on a keto diet, say you want to be calorie smart. Maybe you're a vegan, maybe you're a vegetarian, or maybe you want that extra protein. They have different plans and different meals for all these different types of diets. And not only that, they have plenty plenty of different snacks, including smoothies and juices and even more add-ons you could throw into that. And on top of everything, this is cheaper than takeout. I always tend to get my work done in the morning, and around lunchtime, I'm kind of tired from working so much, I don't really want to make an entire meal. So it's nice to have something healthy you can just pop into the microwave and be delicious. So why don't you guys head to factor75.com, or you can click that link in the description and get your Factor today. So this show was created by Gooseworks and posted on the Glitch YouTube channel. This channel is actually responsible for other animated shows that did very well, like Murder Drones, Meta Runner, and Sunset Paradise. And Murder Drones is definitely like the popular one out of the bunch that a lot of people like. So let's start by giving you guys a little bit of a plot summary if you haven't seen this already, which I mean by now I'm sure you've seen at least some of it. All right, so the whole concept, or at least what I gather from the pilot, it's the whole concept of, ooh, it looks innocent on the surface, but it's actually scary type dealio. Now, me personally, I'm a little bit burnt out on that genre. I think it's called like mascot horror or something like that, where you take something that people would normally deem innocent or happy or cute, and then turn it scary. It ends up giving you that cognitive dissonance and makes it feel extra creepy. You know, things like Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Happy Tree Friends, FNAF, Poppy's Playtime, and others of that sort. But that does not mean it's bad. We're gonna get to that. So the idea is that Pomni, the main character, was sent into this world through a sort of VR headset, and now she can't escape and she is stuck there. And also another catch is she can't remember her real name or her human name. And everyone else there is also someone who used to be a human and is now trapped in this realm led by the Ringmaster Kane, which I just want to say, the Ringmaster Kane, I really do like his character design of the eyeballs inside the mouth, and the mouth, the teeth are moving. Now, it could be the idea of, say, Soma, for example. Maybe their consciousness was copied into this realm and their human body is outliving their normal life, but their copied consciousness is now in this world. Or some other people compared it to I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. You know, the whole idea that AI hates humans and they're doing this to torture humanity. On the surface of the show, it's bright colors, it's innocent looking, you know, with some happy-go-lucky jokes and such. But the more Pomni explores and the more we get into the episode, the more existentialism comes into play and the unsettling nature of what the show is actually going to be. Realizing that Pomni might never escape this world. So I will start out by talking about what I enjoyed about this show, and then I'll move on to what I didn't like about this show. So first off, the animation. I like it. At first, though, I was a little bit about the whole style because it really felt like I was watching a Cocomelon animation. But once you get into the show a bit more and you start to see more of the animation, it becomes a lot more fluid, a lot more expressive. And there's a lot of references to old cartoons, like Jax, for example, definitely has the Bugs Bunny vibe to it because there's a lot of moments where you hear like classic cartoon sound effects and different animations like that. And there's a lot of stylistic choices in here that I really like. Like, for example, whenever Pomni's eyes turn into like the fuzziness whenever she gets confused, or when Ragatha starts glitching and then she starts playing Pong with her own face. I like that little detail, which I guess that would be a good segue into the next part I like about this, the attention to detail. There is a lot of little detail parts in here that I'm sure many people can make 4-hour video essays about. And just to list a few of them, at the beginning of the show, they have a little intro song, and whenever the lyrics say day after day, there's like a little glitch, and then the day after day repeats. Day after day after day after day after. And I like that because not only does it show that they are in a virtual world and there's going to be glitches and different things like that, but it's also hinting at the fact that they're stuck there day after day after day, forever, basically. Also, something that some people miss is the Kaufmo the Clown disclaimer at the beginning of the intro. You see a little cardboard cutout of Kaufmo, but it says a little disclaimer and it's like he's no longer here. And also the part I talked about before when they're walking down the hallways to show Pomni to her room. We also see a bunch of different rooms with characters with X's on their face, implying that they have all died or something has happened to them where they are gone. Because it is mentioned plenty of times that there is no escape and no one knows how to escape. So obviously all the people that have an X on their face, they didn't escape. they're either somewhere else or dead. And also, there are other doors that have mannequins on them, implying that there might be more characters in the future. And also, Kaufmo's room, you could look at a bunch of different angles of Kaufmo's room, and there's a lot of little details here and there. Picture of an exit in like a dark hallway, and also a drawing of him running from Kane. And also something pretty cool is during a portion of the episode, we get a little ad at the bottom of the screen, and it looks like just, you know, a little joke. But there's a website, a link to a website called wackywatch.com, which you can actually go to, and there is a little bit of footage when you go there, and I'll go ahead and play some of that for you right now.
Kane, what's up? Can't talk? Makes sense. You're probably getting ready for the big release of the amazing big release of Digital Circus. Why don't you show the folks at home a little what you've been working on? Join Pomni, Jax, Ragatha, Jack, and all the gang in the amazing Digital Circus.
And also there's a little detail that you can miss that kind of explains what happens to all the people that have a little X on their face. Whenever Kaufmo like goes insane and turns into like an abstract being, Kane ends up throwing him down into this dungeon. And then you see multiple creatures on the side that look exactly like him, implying that that's where all of the other humans are. And also the references. We have a lot of different references to meme culture, games, different movies, like the SpongeBob stare, the Kubrick stare, the Raggedy Ann doll. I mean, obviously we could say Bugs Bunny with Jax, the whole insane anime fisheye face. We even have a reference to Stanley Parable, which I appreciated. The last shot of the movie is The Last Supper, a Courage the Cowardly Dog reference. And I'm sure there's plenty of other little references in there, maybe to like previous animations that Gooseworks has done that I missed because, you know, I haven't seen all of their work. And also the voice actors. They did an incredible job. I know there are a few voice actors in here that have worked on previous YouTube animated projects before, especially the man who plays Jax, the one that everyone thirsts over. I don't know how, but Michael Kovac has the perfect voice to get everyone thirsting over him because he always ends up playing that type of character. But that's one thing that they definitely went above and beyond with this show, is the voice acting is honestly incredible throughout. Also, the music. The sound effects, I really enjoyed them. The little nods to old cartoons here and there, the goofy stuff mixed in with the scary stuff. It does a really good job of lulling you into that false sense of security and innocence, but you could tell that something's always off, something is unsettling. That's really hard to pull off, and they did a really good job doing. All right, that was all the good things. Let's talk about the stuff I didn't like, and yeah, I might get some pushback here, but bear with me, guys, it's my opinion. Now let's start with the comedy. I didn't really laugh at all throughout this show. It's funny because a lot of people were upset with me because they were saying that it was a dark comedy, and I was kind of confused because I just didn't find anything funny. I mean, I do understand how some people would find this stuff funny, but nothing really stood out to me. I know it's not mainly a comedy, but it definitely does have jokes in there, and I just didn't find them funny. And I personally feel like that's because I'm in my late 20s. If you're a preteen, maybe a little bit younger, I feel like this would be really funny for you guys. This definitely is targeted toward a younger demographic, at least from what I can tell. It feels like it's targeted to a younger demographic. Maybe the jokes were just like too on the nose for me. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to pinpoint down why exactly it wasn't funny to me. But it didn't land. It didn't hit for me. It just wasn't for me, I guess. I don't know. And there is one character that I didn't necessarily like, and this is definitely going to be a very a spicy opinion here. So pull up your britches, okay? I didn't like Jax, and it's not for the reason that you think. It's just because I'm kind of tired of the trope of Jax, and obviously he's definitely a fan favorite, and yeah, I get that. You know, you could go and eat me alive in the comment section, whatever. But the whole smooth talking, I don't give a shit attitude about anything character for me, it's just like I've seen it so many times. It just feels like the exact same character that I've seen in so many different things, and it just didn't do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think cliches are bad. Cliches can be done correctly. They can be done in a way that is more unique or something to spice up the staleness of something being overdone. It's just the same character I've seen time and time again. The smooth talking, don't give a shit attitude. And I'm sure he's actually going to end up being the character who cares about everyone more than everyone else, but he puts on this facade of not caring about anything. So it's like a coping mechanism. Yeah, like it's been done over and over again. And I don't know. I just didn't really like it. I feel like a lot of the gripes with the show is just stuff being overdone. And who knows, maybe I'll start liking the character a little bit more once he gets fleshed out more. Maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he won't be as predictable as I'm expecting him to be. But also, like, guys, chill out. Chill out with Jax. Okay? Like, it's getting weird. I seriously can't even search up Jax without seeing Jax with like a fucking six-pack on Twitter or something like that. I don't think I've ever seen an animated character get thirsted over this much. Y'all need to chill out, all right? Y'all need to relax. Another thing I didn't like is the color. Like, I mean, I understand it's supposed to be cartoony, colorful world, but man, I'm not gonna lie. I got a headache from the amount of clashing colors and how bright everything was. It felt, I don't really know how to explain it. It felt dead, barren. But to be fair, that could be what they were going for. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it should be gray. I'm just saying there should be something in there to break up the visual commotion, because visually it was just overbearing. But that's pretty much all the gripes I have. I guess I have one more gripe here. Not really a gripe, more of a concern. Why are so many people sexualizing this show? Like, don't get me wrong. I could slightly understand when it's like a sexualized character or a character that looks sexual in a way. But let me say this one more time. They're kids' toys. They look like kids' toys. So chill, like calm down, guys. Not only is it weird, but it's also very unhealthy for your mental well-being. Chill. All right, I know your hormones are skyrocketing looking at a noodle looking ass character. So all in all, does this show live up to the hype? For me, not really. However, I completely understand why everyone is freaking out over it. It has a recipe for success. It reminds me of like a popular creepypasta in a way. You know, there's enough little details thrown throughout the show that people can take that and theorize, even on stuff that doesn't even exist and isn't even there. Which for younger people is definitely a fun time. I don't think it's like simple enough that younger kids can theorize with it, but it's not overly complicated where you actually need to dig and dig and dig. It's that sweet spot where kind of everyone can understand it, you know? Who knows? I might come back later on, watch more episodes and then be like, damn, this show's incredible. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you guys want to see that, or if you want to see more of my videos, please make sure to subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, and watch more of my videos. Now, stop what you're doing. Spend the rest of your day watching me. It's not weird. Not weird. Well, your mom comes in. What are you doing? I'm watching Bionic Pig. And then your mom will be like, oh, I didn't know you were doing that. Okay, I will leave you alone. I mean, you might be the mom in the situation. If your kid walks in and says it, your child will understand. Okay, bye.